Greetings, coaches. This is Coach Wintercheck. Wanted to just give you a quick update and tutorial on some things that we just need to be aware of as we're going into, especially going into some winter sports. And anyway, just wanted to make sure each of you knew where to find information and were aware of some things that we need to be doing. So anyway, just wanted to start talking about the weekly update that comes out. And so each of you know that we have a group me for our entire coaching staff, and everyone is on there. And each week, something comes out called the Kingdom Coaches Weekly Update. It's very important that each coach goes on and clicks on the link provided in there. I put some reminders just in the group me part, but that's just the little bit that scratches the surface. All the logistical elements of what you need to know for the week are at the link in that. So please make sure that you click on the link. Once you do that, it's going to take you to this page on our website. And so I try to keep it here because it's just one place that we can go for every form that you need to have information for. And I do know that it's a lot of information. However, I'd rather provide it with you or for you than you be in the dark about it. But this usually goes out over the weekend. It has the same reminders here. You'll see that I'm pointing at it with the cursor that we have in the group me. So that's always the same. But then it also includes our Kingdom Culture devotion for the weekend. That's where you're going to find that devotional. All right, so we always want to make sure that we integrate that at least once a week for about 5 to 10 minutes. The next thing is the weekly practice schedule. All right, it's got a copy of the weekly practice schedule in there. You can access this on your phone. It's a little bit easier to see on a computer, but you can access it on the phone as well. So this will tell you, your practice schedule for the week, where you're at and what time you're at. The next thing is the athletic period or rubric. And so I found a few years ago that just sending out the practice schedule wasn't quite enough because there were always questions over who's going to be where in athletics, especially once we started dividing it up into groups more a few years ago. And so anyway, that being said, this is where you find that out. Okay, it has high school here, middle school here, and intermediate here, and it's got just the different locations that groups are going to be at with the person. And by the way, there is a legend down here to tell you what the initials stand for. Just in case you were wondering on this part too, on what we've got here for the next week, that's obviously PE, this is cheer, volleyball, girls basketball, varsity football, JV football, boys basketball, PE, volleyball, girls out of season, boys out of season. And so anytime you see goose or boost, that's girls out of season or boys out of season. We use the term out of season instead of off season because we actually don't believe in off season. So anyway, the next piece is really important. And we actually send this to you over your email because it has to get to you earlier in the week. We usually send this out around Wednesday or Thursday of the week before. But it also comes out in this. This is important. You'll receive this in an email that says all hands logistical information for whatever week. So you'll receive this individually, but it's in this as well. This logistics page right here, it's got all the information you're going to need for game day stuff, like what time your game is, where it is, what your release time is and your departure time, whether we're sending a bus or we're going to do a bus drop off or we're doing parent pickup. And just so you know, if it says one bus, then that means we're sending one bus and the coach is going to drive that one. This one for here that says one bus drop off, that means that we might not have enough coaches to get everybody there in the bus. So we're going to take a bus and then drop that group off, and then their parents are going to pick them up there at the end of the day. If it says parent, what that means is that it's not something we have to leave school early for. So we're just going to have parents pick them up at car line at the end of the day and then meet us there. And there may be times that we put down there a carpool, right? And if it's a carpool, it's more of an organized parent transport. So a lot of times we do that if we have to leave before school is out. And so we have 4 or 5 parents, for a team that we assign people to a vehicle with. So anyway, but this is a really important one. And again, that particular sheet comes out by itself earlier than the weekend, so you can have it for planning purposes as you move forward for the rest of for the next week. So be on the lookout for that. But this is where the Kingdom Coaches Weekly Update takes you, and it's really important to check all these things because you're gonna be feeling like you're not communicated with if you don't look at this. I have found it much easier to just put it all in one place and send the link than it is to call every coach or email every coach, and say, oh, here's your stuff for the week. All right, so, and I'll be honest with you, there's so much information on it that if I do that, there's going to be mistakes in it. If I have the whole thing here, then I sort through all of that and send out everybody's individual information. Now, the next thing that I wanted to hit on is your weekly logistics sheets and what to do with those. All right, so the weekly logistics sheets, we send out just like we send out an update to each of you coaches each week, we also send out an update to every family. All right, and it's similar. It's a little bit more, put together and appealing to look at, but we have weekly reminders on that information. It's called the TWICA, This Week in Kingdom Athletics. It's got our devotional practice schedule, just like yours do. It has a master calendar. But the weekly updates section is something we added this year because, it seems like in the past, families at times have waited for emails to come through or Rank 1 messages to come through. And so when those would come after our main major communication for the week, and they would wonder where, what the situation is. And so what we've done is we've assigned every team a logistics page. Here are weekly updates logistics page. We've given every head coach access to these, so it should be in your email. If not, you can just go to our TWICA page, click on it, and if you can't find it in your email because you've got access to it, you can click on it and update it. All right. Anyway, this needs to be filled out really by noon on Friday. All right, and I'm just gonna click on one of these and show you how to do this. This is mine, and and for the team that I coach, and I actually put our varsity and JV football logistics all on the same one. I'm not saying everybody should do that. I mean, it works better for our program that we, if we do that. But basically, this is all game day stuff. So it's got a little link on everybody's thing for practice schedules and that kind of stuff. It'll just link them back to the TWICA page. But the important stuff is down here. So on mine, I have a JV playing date and a varsity playing date each week. Some of you won't have that, but you'll have multiple games each week. And this is all the need to know information. And this is all the stuff that parents are always, wanting. Game date, opponent, game time, game location, release time, departure time, meeting location, transportation method. That's a big one because, and we put that all, again, that's information that's on that other all hands page that we send out. And so you have that at your disposal. Eating situation, they always want to know, do I send money for food or what do I want to do with that? Other items to bring in additional information. All right, so we try to put those things in there. You can find all these things on those logistics, that all hands page. The only other thing is like the game location. It's good to have the address there. But if you just go to you can either find the address on Rank 1 or you can just go straight to the master calendar on TWICA and click on that game and it'll give you the address to the game and that kind of thing. But this is important to have for your families. And so what we're going to ask you to do is fill this out, and then that way I can tell, we can tell the athletic department that you've put that information there and that they have the information. If you're not able to do that, then we're going to do it because they've got that. All right. But, you get more say in it, when you do it. So anyway, and then what I do also is I just copy and paste this whole thing into a Rank 1 message and I send that to them as well. So that way it's all the same stuff and they've got it two ways. They know that they can go to the logistics page on the TWICA and find it, or they can reference their Rank 1 message. But it's all the same information. And so anyway, just wanted to give those to you. Those are some really important things that we need to make sure that we are doing as we're moving forward, especially winter coaches coming in that haven't started yet. So anyway, there you go. Hope that was some helpful information for you, and let us know if we can help you in any way with that. Thanks. Bye-bye.